Good morning and happy Wednesday. So this is my official first attempt at a vlog. If you see what you like as far as it goes, if you like the content, if you'd like to get more content, you're more than welcome. Please go ahead and put a comment or a thumbs up down in the comment section below. If you have any suggestions that are constructive and not totally criticism or trolling, by all means go ahead and put them. I've got pretty thick skin. So, like I said before, this is officially my first. So I'm going to go ahead and try to keep a good train of thought. Like I said, if you guys would like to see more of this stuff or have different suggestions for content or questions, by all means, please let me know. So this morning we're going to be discussing parents. Yeah. All right, not parents in the traditional sense of parenting, being a parent, issues with other parents in the day-to-day life. More so parents involving or revolving in regards to my work. So I am a professional babysitter by trade. My job is to make sure that both boys and girls of 18 years of age or older are secured, rehabilitated, and released back into the general populace. My niche in that is a little bit smaller than most, considering I don't deal with state or local. I deal with military. Guess a disclaimer that I'm not a spokesperson for any branch of the service or anything of that nature. So my opinions, my statements are not theirs. In either case, I'm going to try to keep it as down the line as possible. So yeah, here we go. Parents. Up until you're about 18 years of age, maybe a little bit less, maybe a little bit more, your parents are there to kind of guide you and teach you the ways. What to do, what not to do, how to act, how not to act. Teach you basic life skills. Cooking, cleaning, laundry, budgeting, how to talk to other people, how to drive, things like that. Once you become an adult, a legal adult, at 18 years of age, technically that, I don't want to say that leash, but, that covering, that umbrella should kind of get a little bit more sparse. Not so much that it like completely disappears, but at least let the young man or woman kind of spread their wings and do what they're going to do. If they crash, they crash. That's a learning experience. If you're able to pick them up and dust them off, great. If they're too far gone or they've done something that is irrehensible, okay. It's not it's not anything on you as the parent. You did what you could. They're an adult. They've now made that adult decision. They have to deal with that adult consequence. So as I said before, I'm a professional babysitter. Y'all can kind of read through the lines as far as what that goes. My job is to ensure that little boys and little girls of 18 years of age or older, pay for what they did as far as spending time in a nice little facility, and then we release them. So, we have a young man, not going to give his name, not going to give anything like that, that was charged with bringing some people north of the border. There were some other charges in there and whatnot, but that was the big one, especially this day and age with border security and whatnot. Now, the big thing is, he's at least mid-20s. Get a phone call the other day. It's the young man's mother. Wants to know how her baby boy's doing. Okay, makes sense. You know, parent, you're concerned. She then starts crying on the phone, wants to make sure her baby boy's secure and he's not getting put in general population or, you know, any other thought in the back of her mind as far as, you know, TV drama, movie drama, as far, you know, regarding the prison systems. I reassure her, explain to her what we do at the facility and everything like that, and so she's reassured. A day or two later, I get a call from the father. Want to make sure his young boy's doing good. Find it odd. All right. Go ahead and I explain the same thing to him. What then ensues for the next 2 weeks is a on-again, off-again travel from their home of record to my location with requests of seeing her child multiple times a week and whatnot, to the point that she's even going above my head and discussing with my superiors what her visitation rights, or I guess what her visitation options are. We explain to her what's going on. She doesn't like it, but she accepts it. And then she proceeds to continue to call about every couple of days, making sure that her boy's eating and whatnot. Parents, when your child joins the military, they're no longer your responsibility. They are a grown-ass person. It is now up to themselves and their circle of friends that they've decided to acquaint themselves with on how they're going to lead their lives. I'm not saying you have to cut the umbilical cord entirely and separate yourselves and treat them as a stranger. By no means. However, maybe allow them to screw up. Allow them the opportunity to learn from their experiences and realize, that wasn't a good option. So, speaking of parents, I had my own little run-in. Took some time off and whatnot, and noticed a slight issue with my vehicle front end. Didn't really think much of it, didn't really pay attention to it. Just noticed there was a slight little dip. Just a little roundness to the front end. On the bottom, hanging down. Coming home, I see a couple zip ties. I'm not a detective. I'm in no way, shape, or form Sherlock Holmes, Dr. Watson, or any of those other TV, detectives. But I kind of put two and two together, and I figure out something probably happened. I had to ask why all these things were in the car, why the car was looking like that. And it almost seemed reluctantly that my parents divulged, hey, we got into a little bit of an issue, not a front end collision or anything like that, but skid plate got scraped up and it was hanging down, and we fixed it. Yeah, their fixed job, it kept it hanging up, It took me less than 5 minutes to completely repair it. Basically put the clips back in the inside each other, since it's like an erector set. But the point is, I had to figure this out. I had to ask. I had to not necessarily pry, but I had to try to figure out, piece together what exactly occurred, until finally, the answer was given. Like, I don't care that you drove my car. I don't care that you drove a little too far up into the parking space and got scraped by one of those concrete, I don't know, parking things. I don't know what the proper term is. Somebody, if you know what it is, please put it down. What I do care about is the fact that I had to ask you multiple times to, or inquire, why the car's front end was sagging and why there were items used to repair said front end sag in the vehicle. Like, that's, to me, that's just a common courtesy. Like, again, I don't care that you use the car. That was the point of you having the vehicle for a period of time. I don't care that you drove into a parking space and scraped the bottom with a concrete barrier. What I do care about is the fact you didn't divulge that information to me after it occurred, or at any point in time. Just come clean. It's not much to ask. You know? I mean, in that instance, I felt more like the parent. You know, why don't you just tell me about what occurred? Let me know so I can fix it or figure out what to do with it next. No major damage. The engine still runs. Obviously, I'm using it. So, yeah. Anyways, that's my rant for, I guess, this week thus far. If you guys have any questions, like I said, about what I do, what I've seen, you know, you're curious about military justice in general, or anything of that nature, I'll see what I can do as far as divulging information. Obviously, I'm not a whistleblower. I'm not anything like that. I'm not going to give you any, you know, super top secret stuff. But, you know, for those individuals that are curious how the justice system works on the inside of the military industrial complex, you know, please put a comment below. My plan is to essentially post videos whenever something I feel comes up that either grinds my gears or is just an interesting experience. So, until then, stay safe and have a good day.